We're done. All right.
Brian, did you learn anything?
Yes, watch this. I will call to order the regular.
Wait.
All right, there we go. I will call to order the regular board of the Park District of Highland Park on Wednesday, February 23rd, 2022 at 6:02 p.m. Pursuant to Section 7E of the Open Meetings Act, the President of the Board of Park Commissioners has made a finding that it is not practical or prudent to hold in-person meetings because of the COVID-19 public health emergency. Neither the elected officials nor the public will be allowed to attend regular or committee meetings in person, but will participate virtually. Links to the virtual meeting can be found on the Park District website. And I will say, Jen read it much better than I did. Roxanne, can you please call the roll?
Commissioner Bernstein.
Here.
Commissioner Freeman. Commissioner Kaplan.
Here.
Vice President Grossberg.
Here.
President Ruttenberg.
I am here. Thank you, everybody. We have a quorum. Executive Director Romes, are there any additions to the agenda?
No additions from staff.
Okay. Public comment for items on the agenda.
There are members from the public here.
And have any of them expressed a desire to speak regarding items on the agenda?
So if anybody from the public who's listening right now wishes to speak, they can use the raise their hand function, and I'd be happy to call on them. I do not see any hands raised at the current time. And so I think we're good.
Okay, as a reminder, there will be another opportunity at the end of the meeting for those who wish to address and comment on things that are not on the agenda. Consent agenda. Ooh, almost knocked something over. Wow. Consent agenda. Is there a motion to approve the consent agenda?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you. Roxanne, please call the roll.
Commissioner Bernstein.
Aye.
Commissioner Freeman, I don't think is here anymore. Commissioner Kaplan.
He's here.
Oh, Commissioner Freeman?
Not here now.
Commissioner Kaplan.
Yes.
Vice President Grossberg.
Yes.
President Ruttenberg.
Yes, the motion carries. Financial Forecast Treasurer's Report, Director Peters.
Okay, good evening, everyone. Let's pull this up. Okay, so hopefully on your screen, we are seeing the 2022 Financial Forecast and Treasurer's Report for the month ended January 31st, 2022. And before we get into this, I just want to remind everyone, January especially, but usually the first quarter of the year, numbers, we always want to dig down a little further because we tend to have a lot of timing differences at the beginning of the year. And so while things may look one way in our financials, we like to kind of dissect them and see what is a true variance, something that is something we really need to discuss, or something that's just a timing difference that's going to correct itself over the next few months. So when we look at our operations and how they look at the end of January, we can see down below that our actual revenues came in greater than where we had budgeted them by about $375,000. And when we look at our expenses, we can see that our expenses came in about $21,000 less than where we had budgeted them to be. It's kind of hard to see that. Again, earlier in the year, the graphs are so tight. You tend to see larger variances as the year goes on. But anyway, where we stood at the end of January was with roughly a $400,000 surplus over where we had budgeted to be. And if we also compared our actual numbers to the averages, we're still using those 3 years pre-COVID, 2017 through 2019. We are about $450,000 doing less than where those actual figures had come in on average. And so When we talk about these numbers, we know that there are some timing differences here in this number, as there were timing differences back in those 3 years when we averaged them. And really what I'm going to do to just explain those timing differences is go straight to a concluding slide, just to kind of keep things short and simple, but they will highlight what is going on for the month of January. So when we flip that over, we can see that in conclusion, January is doing better than where we had budgeted to be. $200,000 of that roughly $400,000 surplus is due to timing differences. And so we expect those to mostly clean up and balance out by the end of March. We do know that our true surplus is about $175,000 at the end of January. And that largely consists of a surplus created by Westridge Center to the tune of about $97,000. And that is really due to what we're calling an explosion in the childhood enrichment programming there that has really driven our numbers up. And we also have the Centennial Ice Arena contributing about $60,000 of that surplus. And that is due to both the skating school and gymnastics programming. Each have over 100 more participants than what were originally budgeted to have in those programs. $18,000, and that is due to travel baseball and basketball for grades 3 and 4 having more.
Did we lose?
Yeah, I'm seeing a frozen screen. Are you, Barney?
I just got athletics popped up at 18,000.
Everything's popping up.
She's on mute.
I am.
You
No,
were?
she was just frozen. Is Terry frozen or is he just still? Oh.
Oh no. All right, Terry, I see you waving. Oh my. Okay, so
we lost you at athletics, but
at athletics. Okay, so athletics has a true surplus of $18,000, and that is due to travel baseball and basketball for grades 3 and 4 having more enrollments than we're budgeted for. And then on the expense side of things, that $21,000 less in expenses than originally budgeted is due to several open positions across the district. So that is payroll related. And so at the end of January, all these items are making us sit in a favorable financial position. And that's all I have, unless you have any questions today.
Let's ask if anybody, Cal, do you have any questions?
No questions. Nice report.
Thanks.
Jen?
None from me. Thank you, Marilyn.
You're welcome.
Brian Kaplan?
No questions. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Terry?
I would like to know just a little bit about what is the big, what's going on. You referenced it really quickly about what's going on at Westridge. What is there just a particular program, or is it just the school? Or if you just give me 30 seconds on what's so great, we'd love to hear it.
Okay, I could probably give it to you in less than 30 seconds, but
Okay.
it really is largely Park School is just really filled and doing really well compared to where we had budgeted it to be. Unless anyone has anything else they want to throw in, but that is when I talked to the manager and went over her financial statements, this is what was really showing the surplus, where it was coming
Maybe
from.
we should invite that person to a future board meeting so we can hear about all the great stuff we haven't heard from a while.
I actually believe she's listening in, but we would be happy to have her come give a report next month at the during the director's report and let you know what's going on with Park School. And I will also give a plug for our amazing Park School teachers who have just done a tremendous job over the past 2 years, and really are the main reason, besides of course our full-time supervisors, but our teachers have just done a tremendous job with the kids and their programming, and our full-time supervisors as well. So just a little plug there that you teed up for me. Thank you, Terry.
You're welcome. That was uninvited. That was purely organic.
Okay. Anything else from Director Peters?
I have nothing else.
All right, thank you very much. It was a good report. I think, I think it's a good idea to have our people come in and get some rounds of applause when we see surpluses like this. Terry's
Sure.
right. Terry's right.
Okay.
First time ever.
No, Terry, you were right.
That's the
13.
second time.
Yeah, I mean, let's call it what it is. Okay. We will go to unfinished business, which is the 2022 Highland Park Springs stipend request. Director Carr.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you, President Ruttenberg. This agenda item, the string stipend request is revisited tonight from the January 26th regular board meeting. I'll provide a really brief summary, which is currently the Highland Park Strings have an approved 2022 sponsored and affiliate agreement per our district affiliate and sponsor group policy. At the recommendation of staff, the proposed and current approved agreement does not include a financial stipend like it has in years past, but did continue to provide free and reduced rate facility space and in-kind professional and administrative services. At the request of the park board, Highland Park Strings founder Larry Block did attend the January 11th park board workshop to provide a short presentation regarding the organization's history, the impact on the community, and the request for that $15,000 financial stipend that was submitted with their application. So tonight, staff is requesting that the Park Board of Commissioners consider a motion to amend the currently approved Highland Park Strings agreement to include a financial stipend. And with that, I'll pass it back to you, President Ruttenberg, unless there are any questions at this time.
Well, yes, let's ask the commissioners for their opinion and any questions, starting with, excuse me, Brian Kaplan.
My opinion is the same. There's no slight on the strings. I just don't feel that we should take taxpayer money to support an outside organization. Give them room, we can give them space, we can help them in other ways. But I don't think it's appropriate to give taxpayer dollars. So I am in favor of the staff's recommendation.
The staff recommendation was originally with a dollar stipend, if I remember correctly, Mitch, the first one.
So, in our original agreement, there was basically an empty box with the dollar stipend to be determined by the board if so stipend was to be approved. Right now, the recommendation is based off of what the approved agreement is right now.
Okay,
And,
thank
and
you.
the staff has never recommended monetary portions of this new agreement.
Correct.
All right, leaving it up to the board.
Again, right, again, it's no disrespect to Larry and the Strings. I have the highest regard for them. Just can't support them with taxpayer dollars.
Okay, Terry?
I wouldn't mind if you could, I would like to pass it on to Commissioner Bernstein. I just really want to know, because he wasn't at that last meeting. I can't remember, where did we discuss this? What was that? The last, was it a regular board meeting where we discussed it?
Yes, and if I remember correctly, you were in favor of supporting the Strings. I don't remember if you were in favor of money or not.
I was.
I'm sorry?
Terry made a motion that was not seconded. His motion was to provide 50% of the typical stipend of $15,000 at $7,500. And at the time, there was no second, so we deferred the discussion to this meeting.
Okay. All right, Terry, is that still your view?
It is still my view. I would really love to hear from Cal too, and I promise I will step back in afterwards.
Okay, so since Cal, you seem to be the person in demand, so why don't you go
He's
next?
a veteran. He's a veteran of these.
I reviewed the minutes of the meeting, and my recollection of reviewing the minutes was that it was that the motion was for a $10,000 stipend. Can someone just review that, please? Not
Yeah. I thought that's what I said, but I didn't want to doubt
Sorry.
Brian.
I didn't mean to
reviewed,
misquote.
That's correct.
I didn't.
Okay.
Is that what the motion was?
Yes,
That's correct. Yes.
Terry, I'll second that motion.
Jen?
Okay.
I also thought, just quick clarification, that the original staff recommendation was to discontinue the cash stipend, but to find other ways. And then we put on the table the idea of 10,000 and not wanting to sort of abruptly end that as a board. And that's kind of how we got to this, right? So we approved the agreement with no money, but a placeholder. Okay, so I'm going to reiterate what I said in the last meeting. And I am a huge fan of the arts, played the violin for 13 years. I completely appreciate the value that this group brings to the community. Also, in looking at the financials of the group, I see payments to use District 113 facilities, another taxing body. I see payments just, other groups, Ravinia, of course, which is private. But, in terms of us giving cash that then goes to pay another taxing body, perhaps cash to use their facilities, when there are other ways that we could help them decrease their financial obligation to continue operating. I am with Brian Kaplan on this. I don't feel that it's appropriate for us to give cash and then to use it in these ways. So I'm in favor of other areas of the agreement where we are helping with, safe space and places to practice and all of those things. But just straight across the board in terms of appropriateness of giving cash to groups that are not taxpayer dollars, to groups that aren't even entirely made up of Highland Park residents, I'm going to have to go with I'm not in favor at this time of adding cash.
All right, Terry, should we go back to you?
Yeah, and I also, I think unfortunately, I did not look at the minutes. I guess I should have, but I also said that I wanted it to be as a result of COVID and of the hit the arts have taken. I really wanted this to be kind of a 1-year thing, and then taking some of the considerations that Mitch and Executive Director Romes have said about, and actually something even that Jen referenced about working across the board to see that they can get, that we can help them with all the things that even Commissioner Kaplan was mentioning too, so that they can get completely on their feet without our help starting next year. I just thought that this was, for me, it's a reaction to the devastating hit that the arts took. So it would be a 1-year thing for me, is the way I'm approaching this.
Okay. Any of the other commissioners want to add anything to their commentary or thoughts?
No.
All right. I view the strings as one of the unique aspects of our community. It's an asset. It adds to the community as a whole. And I see an awful lot of value in it. And I see a lot of value in our giving them a financial support as well. I would like this to be a $10,000 one-time stipend, with our working with the strings to the extent we can to find ways to reduce their payments to other taxing districts, so that we're not just, their support. And if that can be accomplished by adding more space to the more rehearsal time space or whatever it takes, I think that's what we should do. So I'd be in favor of a $10,000 payment this year.
And I could, on top of it, I could volunteer to be some sort of liaison to that, working with staff, working with them to try to make it so, like I said, so that they can stand on their own.
All right, consider yourself the maestro.
Okay.
All right. All right, is there a motion to amend the 2022 Highland Park Strings Agreement to include a financial stipend of $10,000?
I move.
Is there a second?
Second.
All right. Is there any further discussion on the motion? Seeing no one raising their hand, Roxanne, please call the roll.
Commissioner Bernstein,
Aye.
Commissioner Freeman,
No.
Commissioner Kaplan,
No.
Vice President Grossberg,
Yes.
President Rottenberg.
Yes, the motion carries. Thank you. New business, Parks Foundation update. I guess it's Terry and Liz.
I can go a little bit, but I probably will need some fillers. I know that the president of the foundation noted that the foundation and community group raised and surpassed the $300,000 mark for the whole lakefront effort down there. Now it's approaching $370,000. Over 600 separate people have provided support for the project. So I love the depth and breadth of that support. There's probably more to add to that, but I thought that was a huge outcome of the meeting. We do have a Michael Goldman Golf Scholarship, but we have not received any applications for the program this year. And there may be a few returning students, but the widow of Michael Goldman is disappointed that only 5 of the 10 slots were taken. So we're looking for different ways and different outreach to find some other people to take that, to try to get more people to fill those slots. They are talking about a 2022-23 strategic plan. And so I think that that's good. I think that it kind of echoes, and they see sort of the model that we use at the Park District, and they're trying to model themselves after that to a certain degree. They don't have quite the budget that we do, but they're definitely making that effort. They are starting some elections and appointments for upcoming, and we're going to have some people that are coming onto the board and other people that are coming off the board. So we have so many solid people, but it would really help if we could solidify that and probably add a couple more people to the board. We're trying to create a calendar and also kind of hone down the projects that the foundation wants to tackle, so that they don't try to do 6 small things, but maybe 2 to 3 larger things. There's a lot of talk about a one-day pickleball tournament or a large golf outing, but there are some financial challenges to that. I think if I could read the room correctly, I think a lot of people are sort of formulating around the idea of having a revamped championship banquet, but it might look at something different than what we've had to in the past. They are starting to do a major gift strategy for trying to get larger donors to contribute in this coming year. Liz, I invite you to add anything that I may have misspoke about or left off.
Thank you, Commissioner Grossberg. I really only have one other thing to add, and that is just a plug for the Sunset Woods playground seating area brick sales. Right now we're about 20 bricks short of the full goal of $25,000. So if you or anyone you know would be interested in having a brick with their own personal message at Sunset Woods Park in this beautiful new playground plaza, that would be wonderful. And they can, you can purchase the bricks online off of the Park District website.
How much are they?
$200.
Are there any other opportunities there? I know we did the, not Foursquare, what do we call it? Hopscotch?
Yes, we are more than happy to sell additional hopscotches, and they can be placed at any location in front of a facility or in a park area. And those, I believe, are $750.
And what is, are there other things that people, are we still doing benches and trees and things like that?
Yes, benches, trees. Again, you can pick, work with Mike Evans from our staff in our planning department to choose a location and a type of tree or a location for a bench.
And are we still selling bricks at Sunset Golf Course?
Yes, I believe we are.
Okay.
And those are $200 as well.
And I just have one more update, if that's okay. Commissioner Grossberg, I can add to
Sure.
this.
Yeah.
I wanted to add that Assistant Director Chris Milozewski and Athletic Manager Mike DiVincenzo, who coincidentally both have very difficult last names to say, are leading an effort with a group of parents who are calling themselves the Athletic Boosters, and are also working with the Parks Foundation of Highland Park. And a week ago, we all met with, and in fact, Commissioner Bernstein and Freeman were both in attendance for that meeting, and they talked about a fundraising effort to carry forward some of the specific projects that are outlined in our athletic field management plan, our master plan for athletic fields. And so they are an extremely dedicated group of parents, coaches, et cetera. And they're dedicated to fundraising up to $1 million to try and do a renovation over at Fink Park to have a new artificial turf field that can be used for all age groups. There are a lot of current limitations at that park, and this would be a significant improvement to all of our athletic field offerings, but specifically at Fink, and would be one step forward in looking at all of the improvements that are notated in our athletic field master plan. And so that's just an update for right now. There's a lot of work to be done with that still, but I don't know, Cal and Jen, if you had anything to add to that, but we've had some great discussions. Paul Miller was one of the parents who was at the meeting with us, and they've all just been a pleasure to work with. So that's all I have.
I will add, it's an exciting line of conversation. I also think some of the Park Avenue style of fundraising kind of broke the seal for us, maybe on being able to talk about what is unfunded, what needs to be done in terms of projects, and really, getting some feedback from the community that they would like to participate. So that's exciting. And also, Liz, thank you for making sure that the website, like when you go to the website, the new website, on the top right, there's a button about donations. You click on it and it goes into the registration and shows you all the things that you can donate to and check out right there. So I think that's really helpful, and I like that they're all in one place. So thank you.
Terry, anything else?
That's it.
All right, good. Thank you.
I
Great
just
report.
wanted to, Barney,
Yes, of course.
I just want to note, I wasn't distracted. There's only, you only require 19 bricks now. So I just want to put that out there. And this is supplement what Jen had to say. I think it's very exciting what is being planned. And this is actually just one portion of implementing the sports field master plan, because there's more to come. This is just the first aspect of it. And hopefully the next several months we'll be able to, with some more additional planning, be able to share some more information for the board and for the community.
18 bricks, Cal, you beat me to it. You checked out before I did.
Wow, a lot of pressure on us board members.
Come on, guys.
But thank you. I appreciate
I
it.
want you to know it was Liz's tough sales job that got me to push me over this house.
Thank you, everyone, for, buying those bricks, and I'll continue to put the squeeze on you.
All right. Ryan Romes, Director's Report.
Yeah, just a couple things. As I mentioned earlier, the fantastic job that our park school is doing for the Park District over at West Ridge Center. A couple other plugs. First of all, Dan Voss, Rebecca Grill, the Parks Natural Areas team, as well as Liz Gagola and the marketing team with a lot of the signage. But the Preserve of Highland Park is, as the board knows, it's open. It's not quite complete, as there are some final touches that are being wrapped up, but we have planned a date for a grand opening ceremony event. So it is still tentative, I will say. Want to make sure that all the board members can attend it, but I'd like you to write down this date and put in your calendar. If you have any issues, please let me know. But Thursday, June 2nd, at 5 p.m. from 5 to 7. We are planning a invite VIP event. So certainly want to invite all of the board, local legislators, the city, Lake County Forest Preserve District, those who are involved with that property, as well as those who make the grants available that helped fund this project, and previous board commissioners and staff who were also involved with this project. This has been a 3-year, more like a 5-year effort to get this project completed. So it's very exciting. Not many communities can say they have a brand new 100-acre walking passive nature area for recreation and leisure and enjoyment of the natural world. So it's very exciting. And then we will also do a more public event where we invite the whole community to really appreciate what's been done at that site and take advantage of the 100 acres of property there. So did you have a question, Vice President?
I just want to point, I just put it on my calendar, and ironically, it is Paul Frank's birthday that night. So it just happens to be on my calendar for some strange reason. But okay.
Hopefully he can make it on his birthday.
That's exciting.
And we'll celebrate both.
Well, I won't ask Terry. I won't ask.
I know.
Terry, he'll only be 39 once, so I don't know if he'll be able to appear.
I don't know if they have enough candles for all of us. Anyway.
Anything else, Brian?
Then the other very exciting grand opening, and again, we will be giving kudos to Dan Voss, Mike Evans, and Amalia Schwartz and Jeff Smith, and the team who's involved with Sunset Wood Playground. Tentatively, we're looking at June 11th. That'll be a Saturday for a public a grand opening event. So those are tentative. So if you have any issues with those, we certainly can change them up. But those are the dates that we're planning for right now. And we're very excited for those two projects. Last thing, plug for the Recreation Center of Highland Park. We have some new membership options there. And I know there's a lot of people excited to get back in. We have new spin bikes, as I mentioned earlier, and I've used them myself, and they're just an amazing experience. So I encourage people to go out there and take advantage of those. Other than that, I don't have anything else. We have meetings in March. March 9th will be our Facility and Recreation Committee with the workshop to follow. And that's all I have.
Okay, thank you. Any board comments on anything that we've discussed or have not discussed? Okay.
I would just say that,
Oh.
no, just in pursuant to the next thing that's coming up, that I've individually sent board members an email with important information.
Thank you. Are there any members of the public who wish to address the board?
Nobody has their hand raised at this time, so just want to make sure nobody has their hand raised, so it appears not.
Right, so I want to understand the logistics of what we're going to do. We are going to, I think, go into a closed session, which could last a bit of time. I assume that we have to then reconvene on this website, on this link, to close out the public session.
That's correct.
Okay. All right. Is there a motion to go into closed session pursuant to the following sections of the Open Meetings Act? I'm sorry, was there a
I
comment?
just have a question. So is someone going to stay in this room so that we can come back and then adjourn?
I think Roxanne is nodding her head.
Okay. All right. Thanks.
I'll continue. Pursuant to section 2C1, the employment, compensation, discipline, performance, or dismissal of specific employees, specific individuals who serve as independent contractors in a park, recreational, educational setting, or specific volunteers of the public body or legal counsel for the public body. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Is there a
I'll second.
second? Okay, so we'll have Brian and Terry and Jen. All right. Roxanne, please call the roll.
It's I'm an aye,
Sorry, sorry.
Roxanne.
Commissioner Bernstein,
Aye. I just-
Commissioner Freeman,
Aye.
Commissioner Kaplan,
Yeah.
Vice President Grossberg,
Yeah.
President Ruttenberg.
I vote, I say yes. The meeting is adjourned to the closed session at 6:36 PM.
You want to take 5?
Let's take 5.
Okay.
All right, thank you, everybody. And remember, we have to come back on this Zoom link so that we can adjourn the meeting officially, or else I guess we have a meeting that goes on interminably.
Okay, bye.
You're using a different link, right? You guys got your link.
Yeah, we're good. Thank you.
Dan, can you turn us, oh wait, do we have to stay live or can we?
So we have to stay live, yes, because we're coming back. So
Oh,
what
yeah.
I do is I'll change my name. And I usually, what I do is I put in closed session for my name. So that if
Okay.
any public does sign in, when they see it, it'll just show that it's in closed session. And then once the board comes back, then I change it back to my name.
Hold on, Dan, I'm gonna call your cell phone.
Okay.
Hi,
All
Cal.
right.
Long time no see.
Yeah, Dan Johnson's here. Dan,
Yes.
you're our witness. We need, move to adjourn?
Okay.
Oh, wait till Barney's here. Wait till Barney's here. So we have a quorum. And Terry's coming, okay. Dan, I was gonna have you vote.
Otherwise, I agree.
All right, this is Dan Johnson's motion to adjourn. Is
All
there a
right.
second?
Wait, the regular meeting is reconvening into open session at 7:49 PM.
Okay,
Is there a motion for adjournment?
Wait.
Wait, okay.
Before we do that, I just want to make sure, is anybody communicating with Rome's about anything that happened tonight?
Yes, our president is. Now let's get out of here.
Okay, Barney, you're going to text or call him and be nice and have a 5-minute conversation.
okay.
And we will follow it up with the written report and et cetera. All right,
Okay.
is there a motion to
On behalf
adjourn?
of Dan Johnson, I move to adjourn.
On behalf of Dan Johnson, I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, we are adjourned at 7:49.